Alright, so welcome folks to a brand new playthrough. I gotta fix this thing on minute. And it's one of my favorites. It's like after Zelda A Link to the Past. I played this game, but no. Oh no. Hang on. I have no idea what the hell. What? Hang on. Man. So anyway, this is one of my favorite games. I've never actually fully beaten it, but I did get Pokemon, Gold, Fire Red up to where I can start making videos now for it. I will. Well, alright. I'll have to wait till it does that. I'm very sensitive. Anyway. Hang on. I have no idea. There we go. I guess. Alright. Zelda Link to the Past will be always my #1 favorite. And what do you want? I didn't bother to set the controls, but I did figure out how to do something. And the craziest thing is, I'm gonna go ahead and put in a link anyway. But that's not the crazy thing. I found out something that's very stupid about the new version of Fire Red, because you see, the thing about Pokemon Fire Red is they talk about how to get all the 3 starter Pokemon. And I tried to use a cheat code for it because, then it wanted me to start at the beginning, like, okay, so, there was this and that, and so I'm going to have to try and see if I can't get where I can, see if I can't set it up where I can do it on computer, because I don't know how else I can do this. I don't know how to set it up and everything, because the link cable, I don't know how you do it on emulation. I know how to do it in person. It's emulation. The problem I have is. See, I don't have a problem with player versus player in terms of, like, you have a 2-player mode, whatever, if you're just kind of having a little bit of fun. I never really thought about it before because I forgot about it. Well, I remember the days when me and my brother would do stuff like that, and I don't mind it being multiple, like up to 4 people, but have a whole line world, you have to join something, and so that you're not decimated, even though you still get decimated. It's stupid. And yeah, it's much like the first game, but they have like 3 files in the same one. It's pretty cool. I don't know how long you can have a name in this game, but the next one, this series is called The Majora's Mask, or Majora's Mask, and this time the princess isn't even involved, but yet it's still called The Legend of Zelda, The Vast Deep Forest of Hyrule. On my best heard as Guardian Spirit. I am known as the Deku Tree. The children of the forest, the adult Kokari, live here with me. Each Kokari has his or her own guardian fairy. You see, that's uniquely interesting, different than, however, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. Each new story has where he's off differently, but he has to save the princess. In the first game, I didn't even know about this. I was spilled on it, but for whatever reason, she has a boyfriend, but never mentioned ever again beyond the first game. So, I'm gonna say in a lot of ways that game was more tougher than most of the games they're pronounced. They're on Nintendo for that. Navi, we're up though. Come hither. So, anyway, but I mean, that would say most of it, but not all of it. The best thing I find to do is to cheat. You're going to be thinking, but why would you want to do that? Because, okay, I mean, there's a game here I could probably do that, a little bit of cheating, which is fine. But the mask, you would absolutely need to cheat. You'd be like, why would you want to do that too? Well, because, no offense, but I'm not going to waste this time just kind of constantly resetting the clock every freaking time you turn around just to do everything, because that's what you have to practically do. I didn't even know that. I just cheated and went up to the last boss of the game because, I tried my best. I mean, I did a little bit of stuff without the cheat codes, but then it was like, okay, I got to do this because what I had wasn't working. So, yeah. So, but like I said, you can play a game however you want to. I'm not gonna fully cheat in this one here, but I will cheat enough on it because I'm not gonna sit here and take time to try and find everything, and I don't mean to. But anyway. Oh, Nabi the fairy. Listen to my words, the words of the Dixon tree. Dost thou sense it, the climate of bile descending upon this realm? That's the way it looks up. Okay. Eliminate forces are even fine. Malevolent forces even now are mustering the attack our land of Hyrule. Now, in order to get to the Master Sword of this game, you know, and I believe it's the last one in the entire franchise series where you actually have to try and get to it. I'm not going to tell you what to do, because that's a bit of a spoiler. I find it more complicated to do that than it would be to, I don't mean like where I couldn't go get it, but the idea is that I need to do enough cheating in order to make it through this, otherwise I'm not going to make it through. So, anyway, the idea is to try and make it through this game, even if you have to do it with a little bit of cheats. Or not, or try to do it all on your own, because this game has a bit more of a difficulty ratio I'm not very fond of. So, it might have, like, several attempts at this before I can even try to do where I'm better at it. Like I said, I won't fully cheat on it, but even though I'd like to, it just depends on what's going on. I mean, there's a lot of cheats I don't really care for. They're useless to me. Period. I mean, yeah. And by the way, so you know, there are two versions of Nintendo 64 that have long since existed. The very first creation was Project 64, and it was the best emulator ever made. That one is dead, no more. So is apparently Nemu. Nemu was also, I think, another version of, I want to say a Nintendo DS, but some other console. And anyway, it's gone now too. So I had to find the most updated version they had of this, and I didn't think it was going to look. It would be right. It didn't look right to me. Nothing of it looked right. Where I got my emulator from. So. But I didn't have to do nothing to this at all to get it running. That's a good thing. The bad thing is, still not sure about full screen on this, as I am. I'm not even sure if you can do it on this, period. But it's especially for like recording. But as I am sure that the ZNES I know I could do. SNES does not work on full screen. Does not. I don't know why. So I have yet to look up, even though that I've never beat it before with cheat codes, ever, but I'm hoping that there are, for Actrader, because when you have the problems I have, health-wise, including your own mental ability, strength, no matter how much you try and keep up with life and everything, it's better just to have a cheat code, you know, ready on hand. Even if you have to wait till it's justified to start using it. But I mean, through a lot of the game, I was doing okay. Didn't need a cheat code. I didn't even bother with it. But now that I'm at the end of the game, I had failed miserably, and I'm just like, I can't keep doing this. That's what happened to me on Killer Instinct. So I don't know. I'd just rather be, you know, prepared with a cheat than not. If, you know, only if it's justified. And that's just for me alone. But, you know, not enough people do it this way. But I do. I openly admit I will cheat if I can do it. And also if I only want to. You know, and it also depends on how much cheating and how much, and the game itself. For example, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, I would love to cheat on it. But I don't need to. The only best cheat I can find so far with it is basically doing fast speed. Because I don't like to do things slowly and have to take 10,000 days to train. That's what you could do with that game if you weren't doing it with fast speed. But anyway, my limited forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kari Forest, the source of life, has stood a barrier deterring outsiders and in maintaining the order, or the order of the world. I'm not sure how to say that anymore because okay. There's a huge difference, and you would think that the way it is pronounced, it would be spelled that way. When people say "the," you would think that it would put, you know, two E's in it, and that's exactly how it's spelled when it comes to pronouncing it. But the way that you say it is the same way that you would spell for the, even though that the is spelled for the pronunciation of it is T-H-A. That's the most craziest thing about one of the English dictionary of words, right there. I have to agree with the BS man that pronunciations are BS and they suck. So that's the thing about that. But you know, pronunciations are dumb. And I'm not going to start calling every person them, they, it. You are what you are. If I can't call you by your name, then I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't care if your name, if you have to be called by a nickname or a username. I don't care. I'll call you that. But I'm not going to call you it, the, they. I'm not even going to start calling you tree. Or, another perfect example, my murder weapon. I'm not going to say that kind of crap. I'm sorry, but I shouldn't even say that word. But I'm not going to call you that. You know? Well. You know, if you really think about it, when it comes to court, you know that I have to say for the record, I know I had no say in it, but the overall ruling, when somebody is supposed to be sentenced to death, they should just say, I find you should go to jail and sentence for 100 years or so, or whatever, instead of being saying, I find you guilty. No, you can't, that doesn't make no sense. Especially when a person is not guilty. Like, if a person is guilty, then that means they have remorse. And maybe, and not maybe, but it really doesn't persuade them or should stop people from absolutely, passing down that judgment call. Where they hammer down the gavel, the hammer, and say, yep, bam, bam, you're going to jail. But at the same time, I feel like that if a person isn't innocent of the crimes they have committed, and I say isn't, because a lot of people are been supposedly found this way, and they never did it. The supposed evidence, and they found evidence. A lot of people have, and a lot of people haven't, but they went to jail anyway for crimes they didn't commit. And then there's ones that actually did. But even so, it doesn't matter if they're guilty or not. They should just be sentenced. Period. But all that, guilty or innocent, until proven guilty, otherwise. I can understand the idea of proving that you're not innocent, yeah, but guilty, no. Honestly, I've never really thought about it before, but until just now. Yeah, if you're found not innocent, then yeah, you should go to jail. And I mean, of course, with legit evidence, of course. In a lot of ways, there's no real way to. How do I put this? Yeah. Well, anyway. It seems the time has come. The boy without a fear to begin his journey. Due to his destiny, it is to lead the Hyrule, the path of justice and truth. Now, go now and find our young friend, and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly. The fate of the forest may the world depend on thee. Yeah, this is like one of the first ones that actually did a die and bound. Another one was when they did it in Final Fantasy, I believe 6, anyway. Hello! Anyway. And, okay, now he's gonna go hit his head. Yep, see. I've been this happen to many times. Actually, Dabby's a female, by the way. So you know. And a lot of people were so annoyed by this, which I never found her annoying. I did find it hilarious, though. This is the first game that actually has like a sort of guidepost throughout the entire game. Like, if they need any help on things, like with you through all the journeys that are having to go talk to a fortune teller. So, hello, Link, wake up! Wake up, you boy! Get up! Get out of bed now! I want you up! Can't you see I'm flying up above you? Let me sleep a little longer. Hey, you're not supposed to talk. You're the silent protagonist. No, the voice still doesn't feel right. You sound like Hero. The great tree wants to talk to you. Think, get up! Get up already! That is when Chrono can't get out of bed. Hey, come on! Come on! No. And I was just really Japan, such a lazy boy. Yeah. So think about this. I find very interesting is that all I could cheat, I still couldn't get very far.
You probably woke up. I'm Nabby the fairy.
Not that you'll notice, but I'm a female. Not that it matters, but yeah, I am. It's irrelevant to the storyline. That's why it doesn't matter. But you may as well know I am a female fairy. Anyway, for the record.
Great Trixie Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. It's an honor.
It's an honor to meet you. And the pleasure is all mine. Anyway. So, I have some good news. Even, so, bad news. And some even, rare news. Then there's even worse news. So the thing about this game, before I get into that, I think I'm gonna save that for another video. Anyway, is that, by the way, tomorrow's supposed to be a big storm, so I don't know if I'm gonna record or not. But I'll try. You know, usually when a storm passes through here, I have a problem with power, so that means I can't record. Because I don't have a battery on this, and even if I did, it wouldn't do no good because I'd have no way to charge up. So, nothing I can do. I hate to go home, sit there, and try to sleep with flies on me. So, anyway, yeah. I love this game. I love the music. It's very awesome. I always say that about every game. The only thing I have I mean, this game is not as bad as A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past in the very first game, where they kept repeating itself. I mean, yeah, all games repeat themselves, but it's not as bad. And don't get me wrong, I love the music. That's not it. It's the repetitiveness I can't handle when it comes to them. I can sit there and listen to at least most of the songs of Sakotan, and not, because they have a heck of a lot more selection than that, you know. So even if it does get old, at least it's not as bad. Turn it up. I mean, you know, but that bad is not too terrible. It's just, like I said, I mean, I guess it would depend on what it is. I mean, even though I do have my own set of music, I can't do that for YouTube while I'm, you know, for where I'm recording. It'd be nice if I could turn it into non-copyrighted music, but I can't do that. Or find a way by legal means to do that, or try and find legal permissions to do so. And even then, even if you have legal permissions, a lot of times it'll still be like, well, you can't do that because the aforementionable partner company will claim the video, and it's like, even if you're not making any money off of it, it's still terrible, because then that means your content is hidden. Even if it's at public, it's just not okay. So nobody will even know it's there. Or, you know, as a matter of fact, it also makes it worse a lot times for your channel. And even though that you could have like 1,000 subscribers, it wouldn't mean nothing, because your videos are not being pushed through the algorithm because they're not being seen. Yeah, there it goes. And But yeah, I would not say the Majora's Mask is one of my favorites, but I do like it all the same. It does fall under in the general consensus because it's Zelda. Or rather, I think it really should be called The Legend of Link. Never really thought about it before, but yeah, because I mean, literally, you're not playing as Zelda, so why is it called The Legend of Zelda and not The Legend of Link? It's literally, The Legend of Zelda wouldn't tell, you know, like it's from her point of perspective, you know, or she's the hero. Like she's not the one telling the story. She's not even telling the story at all. Like, oh, I met my boyfriend or my hero, and even though that I had a boyfriend once, yeah. But then because the writers and producers and creators, as fantastic as they are, that made me and everything, I no longer have that guy. I don't even know who he was. I don't remember him. I don't remember him. He was just somebody of my past. It might have been a figment of my imagination. You know, even though that was Zelda 1 in a nutshell without spoiling all the other stuff to it. But yeah, that's the way it was. And if you didn't like that, then I guess you shouldn't have been playing these games, you know. Anyway. Great Tricky Team. Great Tricky Tree has summoned you. So let's get going right now. So I figured that if I'm going to do any Final Fantasy 7 videos, like I am with Pokemon, I'll just do them one at a time ever so often, whenever I can. So, while it's true I could cheat and get unlimited health, I'm not going to do all that. And I did cheat and get the Pokédex all filled out, but as soon as I did something or whatever, it went away. So that I had 151, even though there's supposed to be more over than that, and the Pokédex. I said that I even owned them, but I went into my box and, well, no, they weren't there. I was like, cool, now I can finally go in there and get, no, didn't happen. I wanted to get with, you know, the starter Pokemon I had, or I wanted, but I think I'm just going to have to go through the whole route of trying to see if I can't hook it up. Sorry, this is a longer video than normal, but that's the way it is sometimes when you start out a game. It has to be long because you have to try and explain things. And, you know, it's not necessarily something you have to do about talking about your life and everything, but you don't have to, it's not necessarily something that you have to do unless you just want to, because you feel like doing it, which I do, mostly. And I would say I'm like Necroscope 86, I'm kind of private. You know what I mean? I'm open about my life, but I don't like let it out like, oh, well, I live at Drewberry Lane at 554 over east past Pasadena in New York of the United Islands of the Kingdoms and nowhere. I mean, that kind of sounds crazy about your life. You're like, oh my god, that sounds crazy. That doesn't exist. No, duh. That's not the point. The point is, for me to tell you my real address, I would never tell you that. Not publicly. I might even tell you my email address, but I won't tell you if my password number, my assets, or how much money I'm actually getting, if I get money at all. I mean, I feel like that kind of stuff is none of your business, no offense, but I mean, it's just like, it follows on the idea that It's nobody's business whether or not I'm doing what with who in the bedroom. Doesn't matter. You know, I prefer her, but hey, that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about this game and other things that have more interest to me to talk about than what's going on in my sex life. I don't have one that I need to talk about because I don't care. Clearly. I mean, yeah, this game, I feel like that when I do these videos, yeah, they're not for kids, but at the same time, I'm not here to really talk about all that kind of adult stuff. Like, well, see, one day we was just doing it. It doesn't matter where I get the specific details or not of it. It had nothing to do with it. But then, oh, well, like, you guys really need to hear all that. You really want to hear all that? Probably some of you other like, yeah, I like to hear that. I think that's more interesting than you play a game. You know, or, yeah, or there's supposed to, a lot of you out there go, I wish this guy would shut up. I don't want to hear him talk. I don't even want to see him play these games. This is just disgusting. I don't want to do that. Okay? I respect that. What am I supposed to do? Force him to do it? I know I'm not going to start brainwashing either. That's not dumb. I don't like to force or push anybody to do anything they don't want to do. In fact, I wouldn't push them to do anything they wanted to do. But either way, I just want to make it clear. I'm not here to talk about all that. Like, one day, me and the wife, you know, the missus over there, we was just, you know, I mean, I could talk about us having a barbecue. But see, I'm not going to talk about the other kind of barbecue, if you know what I mean. Ugh! I don't want to hear all that. I'm the guy that has to do that. Yeah. So, yeah, in order to bring it out, you have to do this and that. There's a lot of stuff you can do that you couldn't do in the original game. You can actually, I think you can, Hikari Forest. So what we gotta do is we gotta head towards, oh hey look. It's someone that's never hardly mentioned, but they're by this game. Yahoo! Hi, Link. Hi, Link. Yeah. About her. They say she's supposed to be from his childhood, but the problem is, the childhood part of him, he goes, stems further than this, and where she doesn't exist. Wow, Fairy came to you, Link. Wow, that's great news. I'm so happy for you. Now you're a true Hikari. Like, what? Is that right? The Great Deku Tree has summoned you. It's quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku Tree. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the Great Deku Tree. No. Yeah. Link's house. Link does not have a house as far as I'm aware of in every game. I don't think there was one in number 1. See, the thing about this is you don't actually have to have any gloves either. That's what makes this more interesting. And, yeah, so as we go along, there's actually a tutorial place we can go to. And, so I forget what I think her name is Sarah or whatever, but anyway. It says detour. Forest Training Center. Don't recklessly cut signs. Read them carefully. So yeah, you can cut signs, and you can if you want to. Sometimes you'll get something out of it. Sometimes you won't. So no, it says not that you can anyway. Thrust attack signs. To thrust your sword, press blah 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 blah. Okay. And I don't have one of those on here, but sometimes it's actually better to have a specific controller for that. And sometimes it doesn't really matter. Yes, it depends on your what the hell is it? What am I doing here? Okay, I guess I can't grab grass for a reason I'm not trying to care. Cut the grass with your sword. Okay. This is basically your kind of your tutorial place. You don't have to go to the D2 tree if you don't want to right now. So, okay. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is, yeah. Anyway. So, yes, we do want to come in here because, yeah, I know I'm not cheating right now, but I will at some point before we have a deal. Okay, da 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 da. By the way, the Z targeting in this does not work well with this emulator for whatever reason, because since they have done the updates, you know. And the thing is what, you can actually do some roll attacks. Whoa. Yeah. What I like about this, you don't have to worry about it disappearing unless you, like, you know, whoa, come on. Visit the house of the Know-It-All Brothers to get answers to all your item-related questions. Yeah, we're not going to do all that. Now, this one here. You got the Kokori sword. You, on the equipment screen, select it and it will decode and equip it with A. This is a hidden treasure of the Kokori, but you can borrow it for a while. Be sure to practice it with it before you really fight. So yeah, you wanted to come in here anyway. You trusted me on that. So yeah, look at all this. This is a lot of stuff we don't even know anything about. So yeah, I pushed X on that because I'm using a PlayStation controller. So the thing is, as well. Now I can use my circle button to start doing that. I don't even know what a circle button is for this, generally. So yeah. Now I can go over here and not get attacked. And I can do this. Yeah, see that right there? That's pretty freaking awesome. Now that we can do that, we're all set. Oh yeah, yeah. See that? Okay. I didn't mean to do it. Whoa, look out. Yep. Yep, I got a heart out of that because I have a sword now. So, I didn't remember there being a boulder there, but yeah, if you just go away, it'll respond, so don't worry about it too much. So by the way, those other arrows up there, they're actually for to equip items in this game. They don't tell you about that, I don't think, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. It's just to have quick access to them, so. And there's nothing like this other game. Each and every one of them has their own unique deal. But my thing is well, there's also, yeah, I don't know why we're grabbing it. Yeah, no. And there, I don't know what you would need rupees for, except like probably to buy things with, but except there's not really anything to buy like there was in there's other Link to the Past kind of thing. So that's a good thing about that. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. Ah, here we go. Also, the Know-It-All Brothers. Yeah, we're not going to go in there. We don't care about that. What we care about is Well, there's other stuff that I'm not. Oh, he won't let me go through here. You're not allowed to leave the forest. Great Decatur said that if a Kakari leaves the woods, he or she will fart. So, yeah, I guess like most games, you're gonna have where you have a trial session before you can go. So, yeah, we can actually take and pick this up. Yeah, see, yeah, but we can't pick up grass like we could in A Link to the Past. Hey, but just don't pick it up. But just don't pick it up. Mean old Mido. I mean Mido. Mean old Mido made me pick up all the rocks in front of his house. Yeah. I don't know why you would ever want to do all that except probably to find something. You don't have to worry about hurting anybody because they're not here. And the one fun part of this is not going to be where you have to worry about, soldiers. Because, I mean, yeah, that was the one part because you could always mess with them and everything. But there's also the added ability that you're messing with certain people. There might be jerks, but it's not as funny as that one. Guarantee it. You know. And it won't be as funny either as the annoying thing with, "Hi, Link, look this way. Look over here with a Z and talk to me with a, I don't know who you are." Yeah, you can get easily hurt. Okay, I'm definitely failing at doing this because the attack button is not working. So, either way, Kakari's shop.
This shop, it sells things you can get in the forest for free. Tee. Do you know how to use the Deku Shield? Tee. When you get the shield, press the start to get the shield screen. Okay, so blah 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 blah. So what we want to do, I guess, is we want to get it. You can actually, if you wanted to cheat, you could actually get out of here pretty easily. I find that most of the time it can be more easier just to do that than it would be to fight the go in there. It's much like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, but I'll tell you more about that later. It sells shells, but not swords. Okay. You don't have enough rupees. See, this game has a unique function that also is very unique. Yeah, so. But it's also like, Zelda Link to the Past, where you can actually gain more hearts. But just remember this. That I don't think we can actually find pieces for them. I don't know that you can. Hey, Mr. No Fairy, what's your business with the Great Deku Tree? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man. What? You've got a fairy? Say what? The Great Deku Tree actually summoned you? What? Why would he summon you and not the Great Mido? This isn't funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're going to help the Great Deku Tree without a sword and shield ready? What? You're right. I don't have my equipment ready. But if you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Sheesh. Okay, so we gotta go back for Brain for some rupees. We actually did do that where we went and we were at that stuff. And Milo made me cut the grass at Saria's house. Ah, her name is Saria. Told Idol told Saria he would do it so she would like him, but I'm the one doing all the work. You and Saria are close friends, so will you help me cut her ass? I'll let you keep anything that you find while cutting it. Yes, actually. As we need the money, the deal. Saria's house, yeah. She actually, sadly, is not an important character. I mean, she is, but, you know, I think. Anyway, as far as I know, the name does sound familiar, but, you know, I'm not saying she's not important at all, but, you know, I mean, I can tell you that was, I don't think it's really a major spoiler. If it is, I apologize, but, without spoiling it too much, it's just, you know, about other people and whatnot. And this game completely functions differently. It's like the Zelda Link to the game, but there is no Wizard Ignahan. So, that I could tell you without, you know, ruining the game for you. But we're going to have to do some, yeah. So yeah, we could actually swim without having to go get flippers, which is pretty cool. However, with that said, though, and you can still easily drown, I guess. Unlike in Zelda Link to the Past, and you don't drown. Oh hey, nice. In case you need some hearts. There's supposed to be something up here, but I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, this would be a good time to, you know, look around. Stepping stones in the pond. If you boldly go in the directions you want to jump, you will leap automatically. If you hop around on the stones, you'll become happier. Okay. If that's not a reference, then I don't know what is. Like to, yeah, there we go. Isn't that cool? Yeah, okay, I can see that we don't have, okay. I can see where the rupees are now. They're at the bottom of the screen. I wouldn't say it's like the number one compared to that, because at least you know it's at the top and everything, but, you know, it's alright. I mean, it's got its good points and whatever, but I really like it, you know. You know, I did kind of go ahead and do another series, but I didn't think I was going to be able to even get this even going. And I'm doing it now, so this might be a long kind of series because I don't know exactly what in the world I am doing. So, for the most part, because it's still semi-blind for me. I've never actually been to the final, true final boss at all. I don't even know how to get to that. There's a lot of stuff that I know is here, but I've never been really good at it, so I didn't bother with it. I just kind of cheated my way through. Because, I mean, yeah, I first started it, and I didn't do it with cheats, no, boy. It was like, okay, so what do I do? And, figured it out on my own. This is the thing where you can do climbing like that. I don't think they did that in Link to the Past. I also want to play, you know, Link Between Worlds. That'd be a great game. It kind of does between, you know, The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. So I will be playing the fan-made games because I like it. So, you know, you have the randomizer. Oh man, I can't wait to play that. I don't know if I would play this one yet, the randomizer, until I've actually completed this game. Whether or not I use cheats a little bit or not doesn't really matter to me. It's just to the point of where I finally get to the final boss, or whatever that may be. The same thing with Majora's Mask, which I'm obviously going to be using cheat codes if you don't already know right away. Because I refuse to go around and around and around and around. To me, it's a little ridiculous when you can just automatically just go to the boss. Even though it's still not as easy as you might think just because you can skip to the boss. It's not even easier by the time you even get there. Because if you think it's easy one way or the other, you're sadly mistaken. So, and I don't know how to fast forward this, so if there's going to be any fast forwarding, I don't know how to do it. So, it's quite unfortunate, but that's the way it is. So I guess we got to go around and around. We just stop letting me have to talk to him. So that's about all the time that I have for this episode. I'm not sure how to save yet. Here we go. Yes, game saved. So, we can also, okay, we can't actually pause the game. I think we'll do that anyway in the, it's all linked to the past. But either way, yeah, I think we've done enough for now. But we'll keep running in the next episode. Because literally, this game is interesting. I like it. Probably won't be on my list to do for a 3-video weekend kind of thing. But it'll be something. Because I like this game. It's one of my favorites. I wouldn't say it's from my childhood, but I did play it in my childhood. But not as much as A Link to the Past, even though I played way more Mystic Quest than anything else. But I don't think there's a Final Fantasy on this game, on this console. There might be role-playing games other than on this game, but I didn't get into it too much. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, later.